Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited. Alright, so Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited is from the house of Lattafa. It's no depart from concentration, and you can pick this bad boy up for $22 to $24 at places like Fragrance Buy and Perfumes Online. I'm gonna have links down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have coupon codes. Save yourself $5 off your first purchase at either one of those discounters. A flanker to the famous Lattafa Qaed Al Fursan, the pineapple bomb, the juicy, delicious pineapple fragrance from Lattafa. We have ourselves a flanker here, and the presentation on this is just a normal cardboard box. Bottle to this is exactly like the OG Qaed Al Fursan, just it happens to be in white, but it also happens to have the magnetic cap, which is just hours of entertainment for your boy here. I love me a good magnetic cap. Comment down below, do you want to see a 2-hour ASMR video of Post just playing with magnetic caps? Comment down below, let me know, I'll do that for you guys. So overall presentation, $22, well done. So if you were wondering what Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited smells like, you have come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are apple, raspberry, bergamot, black birch, jasmine, patchouli, rose, floral and woody, ambergris, vanilla, oak moss, and a rich musk. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In that opening, you get a little kiss of this bergamot, so it's kind of like a fresh citrus tart that's kind of tucked in the background behind a really nice fruit sweet accord. It's mostly a raspberry, red berry forward style of sweetness comes through. Little kiss of some additional fruit sweetness from that apple probably that works its way through, but you really get that raspberry. In the mid, you get the really kind of forward jasmine that comes through, adding a very soft, sweet floral aspect to it. Almost overly sweet, but it's just kind of dialed back just enough that it doesn't become cloying or too kind of aggressively floral sweet. Just the right level of sweetness coming through from that jasmine. There's that rose accord that's in there, but it doesn't come forward as a rose style of fragrance. It just kind of mixes with that red berry, giving it kind of more of an accentuation of that kind of red berry fruit sweetness that comes through, pairing with that sweet floral. There is this accord that works its way through, and I'm not sure if it's from the vanilla in the base mixing with the floral accords or what is happening exactly. But there is a coconut note that kind of comes through. This really nice kind of coconut accord that moves its way through. Has a bit of a milkiness to it, kind of a softness, a smoothness that works its way through. And there is this texture that's in this fragrance that is undeniably very, very powdery. It's got this kind of cosmetic powdery vibe going on to it, like a baby powder sort of vibe going on to it. But it is a very, very powdery fragrance with that floral sweetness, that berry sweetness, and that vanilla coming in from the base. That just makes this a very sweet, powdery fragrance. As this kind of gets to the dry down, the red berry fruit sweetness accords kind of sit back a little bit, and it's more of that kind of sweet floral jasmine that works its way through, this soft creamy vanilla that comes in, and that rich musk. Those three notes are really kind of what the stars of the show at that point. There's a little kiss of woods that's kind of tucked in the background, just gives it a little bit of a base, but it's hard to detect where those sit exactly, but they are tucked way in the back. But you do get little hints of woods in the background. But that rich musk, that powdery texture, that vanilla that comes through, and those sweet floral accords, really what make this fragrance. It is a very unisex style of fragrance. I would say this even leans a little bit feminine, but I do think guys can pull this off. I have worn this before, and I don't feel like I'm wearing an overly feminine style of fragrance, but it does have that kind of soft floralness to it, that gentleness, that kind of elegance that's working its way through. Still a very playful sort of fragrance, but like I said, this is not the most masculine forward fragrance you're going to wear. It is unisex, leaning a little bit onto the feminine side. It is a very relaxing, cozy style of fragrance. I do wear this as a kind of a nighttime fragrance. This just kind of puts me in the vibe to just kind of chill out, relax, kind of have that fresh, soft, gentle sort of feel going on to it. So it is a very nice fragrance, but again, not overly masculine. So some dudes may not like this, but I think the ladies will enjoy this. And if you're a strong, confident man that kind of enjoys the sweet floral style of fragrances, this might be for you. So when it comes to the performance of Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited, I get about average performance of this, 6, maybe 7 hours off my skin. If I do get it on clothes though, I find it does last quite a while, like surprisingly long. This is kind of like into the next day style of fragrance when I do get it on my clothing. So I'm not sure if it just vibes with certain materials a little bit better, but it does last quite a bit on clothing. But skin, about 6-7 hours before it does really turn into a skin scent. And projection is moderate for, I'd say, about the first hour and a half, 2 hours before it does settle back in. So this doesn't blast off. This is not a monster performer. This has a very gentle, soft, sort of, again, powdery, cloudy style of scent bubble that's going on to it. So it's not very aggressive, but you do have a nice sillage with this, a good scent trail, and it does a delicious floral, berry, vanilla, musky style of scent accord to it. So performance on this, not complaining. I think this is about average performance on this, and overall pretty pleased. So when it comes to the wear and when I think Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited would be most appropriate, I definitely think this is kind of like a spring summer style of fragrance, but I think you can wear this all year round. I think this has just enough sweetness that in the winter time it can push through the cold a little bit. It does give you that kind of cozy, warm sort of vibe going on to it, but it just, because of that floral sweetness, because of the kind of the berries that are worked in there, the style of kind of vanilla coconuts that kind of works in there, just kind of has more of that spring summer sort of vibe. Very casual wear style of fragrance. Wear this in the evening. You can wear this kind of out and about running your errands. I think maybe a date night, depending again if you're into that kind of that sweet floral, vanilla, musky coconut style of vibe. It does have a certain allure to it, a certain flirtiness to it that you could pull this off on a date night, but I do think this is a very casual style of fragrance. And for me, a bedtime fragrance. This is just a very calming, relaxing style of fragrance that I do enjoy wearing at night. I do, again, think this is not great for maybe the office. You could get away with this, but just don't overdo it on the sprays because this is a very sweet and powdery fragrance. This might be a little too much for certain people. So if you do decide to wear this to the office, just dial your sprays back just a little bit. For the gym, I think this is too sweet, too floral, too vanilla musky. I just don't think this is appropriate for the gym. Casual wear, spring, summer vibes, that's where this one shines. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited. I think this is a very enjoyable fragrance. It has a really nice mix of scent accords working in here. It has the sweetness from that raspberries that work through, that kind of transform into kind of more of vanilla, musky style of fragrance with that jasmine that pushes through, that nice, sweet, soft, florally nature that goes on to it, balanced off with that musk and that kind of coconut vibe that goes on to this. I think it's just a very enjoyable, playful, flirty, relaxing, cozy, gentle style of fragrance. It has a certain allure to it and this kind of addictiveness to it. Like, I walk by my shelf and I do pull the cap off this and give it a whiff every so often because, again, it just has some sort of soothing effect to it. I think it's the texture to it, the mix of those sweet accords. Absolutely lovely style of fragrance. But again, this is a very unisex style of fragrance that, again, I would say leans a little bit onto the feminine side. Think dudes can pull this off, no problem. If you're a strong, confident man, you enjoy those kind of scent profiles, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. I think it's very well blended. I think the quality is definitely there. But I personally would prefer to smell this on a lady. I think this would smell absolutely fantastic on a lady. But again, for me, I wear this occasionally and I prefer to wear this in the evening because it has that kind of soothing, relaxing style of nature to it. And it just has that nice kind of level of sweetness that's just quite enjoyable. And that's when I wear this one. So I think if you're into the kind of that floral sweetness, that coconutty vibe, that powderiness with some vanilla and some rich musk, this is going to be something you want to check out. And for $22, I think it's absolutely worth it. That's Lattafa's Qaed Al Fursan Unlimited. And I want to hear from you guys. What's one of your favorite unisex style of fragrances? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, hidden gems, scent profiles, opinions. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.